Okay, let's talk about this new JavaScript operator that is apparently going to be a game changer. Okay, right away, I already know what this is. This looks actually very similar to Go. I remember trying Go for the first time and using an operator that looked like this and thinking, oh wow, this is pretty cool. So an amazing new JavaScript operator has arrived and things are not looking too good for try-catch, okay? With the new safe assignment operator, you stop writing code like this exactly. This is what I'm used to writing in JavaScript. You make a fetch request. Well, I guess usually you can also wrap the request with the try catch, not just the response, but okay, you wrap the response with a try catch in this example. And if there's an error, you handle the error right here, or you do something with the result right here. So this is what I'm used to doing, which probably ends up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like around 10 lines of code to make a request and catch it. But with this new operator, this can be written like this. So instead of having try and then put in catch and then having to like indent the code, you just use this. This also kind of looks like the nullish coalescent assignment. If I search for that, looks very similar to this, which basically is used to set default values. So for example, in this case, a.speed is going to be set to 25 only if a.speed is undefined or null. So it looks very similar. I wonder if that's going to affect it being being allowed into the JavaScript code base or not. Okay, so yeah, let's look at this example more. So now there's no longer try catch. You don't need to indent your code. You can instantly just handle the error, because if there's an error, then the first variable, or I guess the first, how would I even put this? The first item in the array is the error, and the second item in the array is the response. So if the existing error, you can just handle it right there and return, so this doesn't actually run, and then you do this if there's no error. Okay, so far it looks good to me. The only problem I have with this is that it looks like the nullish coalescent assignment. So if I saw this in a code base and I've never seen this being used before, it would look like I'm trying to set a default value for this on the left, which would be kind of confusing if you asked me. Okay, we've completely eradicated the deep nesting. The code is far cleaner and more readable. Instead of getting the error in the clunky catch block like this, which is what we shown earlier, now we do everything in just one line. Instead of failing loudly and proudly, this operator tells the error to shut up and let us decide what to do with it. Okay. Yeah, makes sense so far. We can tell it to get lost. I guess it's just explaining the same thing, but deeper. We can announce it to the world and keep things moving, or we can stop immediately by returning. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, if the error doesn't actually mean much, you can just print it, or if it actually means something that you don't want the code to execute after, you can return right there, which makes it such a powerful tool for creating guard clauses. Okay, what's a guard clause? Oh, right, I see, yeah. If this fails, then you can just return right away. And then if this fails, then you could just return. So you don't have to execute the next line of code if any of these operations fail, which is really cool actually, because I know when I have to write code like this usually involves a bunch of if statements. If this happens, then do this, and if this. Whereas with this, no indentation, it's really easy to just read the code. So that's not bad. And here's one of the very best things about this new operator. There are several instances where we want a value that depends on whether or not there's an exception. Normally you use a mutable var outside the scope for error-free access. So let's see this. Yep. I've had to write million lines of code like this. You put this outside, you run the code that could fail in here, and then you set the variable that is you've made inside the try, or like change it to something else outside in the catch. Yeah, I've had to write code like this a bunch of times, but this can be frustrating, especially when you're trying to have immutable code and the var was already const before the time came to add try catch. You'd have to wrap it try, then remove the const, then make it let declaration outside the try, then reassign again in the catch. But now it's just this. Let's look at this replacement. Error this. Yep. Again, exactly what I'd expect from an operator like this if it existed. We maintain our immutability and the code is now much more intuitive. I do agree. This is a lot more readable. Again, barring the fact that this actually looks like the nullish assignment knowledge coalescent assignment. How does it work? I guess it's kind of obvious how it works behind the scene. You could just imagine that they just, yeah, I can basically write this with a JavaScript function right now. It's not really rocket science. Yeah, this is really cool. I don't think there's anything more to it. Let's read the comments and see what people are saying about it. Yeah, Golang style, exactly like I said earlier. The operator has some kind of unpleasant smell. I think that's the knowledge coalescent assignment that he's smelling right there. The proposal would change to a try catch. Oh yeah, exactly. So this GitHub pull request where this was actually made actually shows that this is going to be changed to a try expression. I'm guessing because it has something to do with this looking like the knowledge coalescent assignment. Let me search knowledge if they mentioned that. I guess they didn't mention that, but it's going to be changed to try expressions to be more idiomatic. So to make it actually fit what the language, what you would expect from the language. So let's see this. Yeah, so instead of this, oh yeah, exactly. Syntax might be a little too close to the knowledge coalescent assignment operator. So it looks like they want to change it to a try. This actually looks a lot better. I think this makes way more sense. Like try, away, and if you're a JavaScript developer and you see this instantly, even if you've never seen this before, you would have a clue what this means. Hey, I want to try this, and there might be an error, or there might be or you get the response right from it. There's also try as using, or you put the try at the start. Meh. I kind of prefer this because at least I'm declaring the variable right here and then deciding to basically run try on something that can fill. I think that just makes way more sense. There's also this one, put a question mark, so almost like an optional chaining. This isn't too bad as well. I think this is way more readable. If I saw this, I would know exactly what it is. This would make me think, what's going on here? Click here to vote. Oh, you can actually vote. Let's see, what should we do? Okay, we are doing that. I wonder who's winning right now. Yeah, 57%. Let's go. Come on, everyone watching this right now, go to the GitHub pull request. Is this a pull request? What is this? Or is this just a fork? What on earth is this? This doesn't look like a pull request. It just looks like it's a repo. Like someone just made a fork of JavaScript, or I guess to like show their proposal. Yeah, head over here. I'm sure you can find it and just vote because we can't have it looking like the knowledge coalescent assignment.